I've been in Thailand, in the north of Thailand, and I've heard of a big number of refugee camps they had there on the Burmese border. So I was actually wondering, what is this about? Because I never heard about a conflict there. So what is it? Why are there so many refugees just across the border? And who are these people? So I went to a place called Mai Sot. It's a border town on the Thai side. It's the place, where many NGOs are based, and also the refugee camps are not far from there. So I was there for quite a while, started doing my research, and I heard about these conflict of the current people. They call it the longest civil war in the world. And I had a look, made contacts to the rebels. They've set up like a army, and I visited the refugee camps. And finally, they also offered me to take me to into Burma, to the places that are the areas that are controlled by them, by the guerrillas. In the Western world, you basically only hear positive news about the country. And that just didn't fit to my idea, when I visited this region. So I was like, what's actually true of all this? So I flew into China, and again had to make my contacts to the rebels, to the Kachin rebels. Worked out pretty well, and they brought me into a place called Liza, which is like their unofficial capital. They shifted, or they established like the war office and all this. It's Kachin controlled area there. So basically the same story then in the south. It's an ethnic group, an ethnic minority, which is getting repressed by the government for many years. So this area is also the area where the winning image was taken. It is at a funeral of one of the soldiers' commanders. He died the day before, and they were, it was after the ceremony when the mood kind of rises. I have to say that for me as a photographer, my highest goal is basically to be not there, to be invisible, not being present, So it was the same situation. They were all facing towards the camera, but I just shifted around until I had the feeling, this is the spot that where that shows everything. In these kind of situation, you're absolutely a outsider. You're an absolute alien. You walk through there, and everybody knows that you don't belong there. Especially in these kind of regions where you can't hide it. You look completely different. So in many cases, this gives you a problem, because all the attention goes to you. But at this funeral, it was a bit different, because I stayed there for already a few hours, and they kind of got used to me. They didn't really realize me anymore, and even though it was a situation where you're still absolutely outsider, they kind of accepted me, and they kind of gave me this moment. There are basically many things going on in this picture. There are many different little microcosmoses that I kind of had the chance to combine to one picture. Basically, just put a frame on it. And also the light pretty much helps, because they were like standing under this one light bulb thing that also like lighted the whole scenery, the whole situation pretty well. Photography is always about the moment, It's always like that. It doesn't really matter if I work for a newspaper, or for a magazine, or if I do free projects. It all comes down to capturing a moment.